Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since we've done a video. Scotty Senior here. This is round 1 of the new FIA Manufacturer Series. This was actually our 4th try. We'd had 3 absolutely awful tries, which were basically our practices. We didn't have any practice for this at all. We decided to go AMG about an hour before the season kicked off, and we've only qualified in 14th position. Our DR was around about the 70k mark, so we're kind of punching above our weight at the moment, still in lobbies that we really shouldn't be in. And this was our final try of the day. We were absolutely shattered by the time this try came up, but we had just had 3 attempts at the race, so we were learning each time, and it was we'd have to do with looking after the tyres. This section here was very tricky for us. The understeer that we were getting was very hard to hang with guys in the slipstream. We all seemed to get that section a lot better than ourselves. Oscar behind us, Oscar seemed to struggle in qualifying. I think he's in the Lancer. It seemed like a very slow car in a straight line, but it must be pretty good on its tires or something, because he had a couple of great drives basically from the back of the bird. And through the death chicane we go for the first time. We survived it. Mew also in the house, up in 2nd place at the moment. A couple of RP Motorsport guys, and Momo's is also in the house. Quick look behind us, and there's a nice big gap now has opened up right behind Oscar. So no doubt, if Oscar threatens to send a nose on us or anything, we'll quite happily fall into that nice big gap. A really tricky round this year. I really enjoy this track. It's a lovely wee track to drive on. Encourages close racing. There's plenty of opportunities to pass, which is really what you want in a racetrack. And again, you can see we're struggling. They're just edging away from us. We may just about be clinging into that slipstream. Round 2 the death chicane for the 2nd time. We will make it through it. Trying to drive the car a lot different in our 4th try here compared to what we were in our first 3 tries. We on an awful chicane for us out of Oscar's way, and we was through in the filter back in into that nice, lovely, big, huge gap. No pressure on the SRA at all, which allows us to start driving a lot different, because we don't have anyone right on us now. Allows us in the braking zones to start having a lift and a coast on the way in, and not having to slam on the brakes hard and go through the tyres a lot quicker. We've done a lot better in this effort on our first stint, and particularly on the mediums. We were able to make the tyres last a lot better than what we did on our previous attempts. Momo's lifting off on the side and filter in there. We have a nice big lifter sails. Happy just to stay at the back of the queue. There's a nice big queue here. Just really trying to concentrate on looking after our own tyres. We had not managed to get over the 200 point mark in our first 3 races, which is usually what we aim for. If we get 200 points, then we usually stop, and we're settled for that. I think a top 12 was needed in every one of our races to get the 200 points that we were looking for. hit right through the chicane and make the move on them. I'm still clinging in the slipstream. A lot of the guys at the front of this here maybe deciding to start on the soft tyres. I think anyone who started mid-pack or further down, you kind of have to go for the mediums. Wee bit of a gap. We'll have a small skip as and when we can when there's nothing happening. Again, we're struggling to hang on to the guys through the sweepers. Lap 4 through the dash chicane. Oh, and it wasn't the best. Someone else having a very poor run. Momo's, you can't see the radar now, but we'll see him showing us his nose and we'll take a nice big lift and a nice big wide line. And instead of going for a move on him again, we'll give him a wee nudge because we're in a nice wee bit of space now. Once again, just all about looking after the tyres for us. As I say, our first 3 tries absolutely destroyed our tyres every time. This was the first race where we got a wee bit lucky and there was no one right on our ass area applying that pressure into the braking zones, which means when, personally for myself, when I have guys right behind me, you're not able to have a lift and a coast and then nice and gentle on the brakes and stuff. Otherwise you're usually nudged in the rear end on the way into the braking zone. So anytime there's guys right on the ass area, you're having to brake as late as possible, which is not helping in terms of the tyre wear. I'm just trying to make friends with Momos at the moment because we're seeing a nice big queue on up ahead. We don't want him thinking he has to start going defensive or anything. Actually had a very nice understanding in this race with Momos. I know he's had a lot of videos made about him in the past, but I have never had any kind of issues with the man in any kind of race. I've only seen him getting angry and stuff whenever other people are doing angry stuff on him or squeezing him a wee bit too tight, and he does seem to have a whole brand new attitude now with his own YouTube channel and stuff. And again, a couple of people coming in on lap 5 on the soft tyres and we're still in a queue. You can see we're just able to have a lift and a coast. On the way into virtually every braking zone. Whenever you're at the back of a queue like this, I really enjoy being at the back of a queue. I'm always trying to find a nice wee space in the track. Anytime I'm in a race, if I look behind me and there's only one guy behind me and then a big 4 or 5 second gap, I'm immediately wanting to allow that guy who's on the ass area in front of me. Making sure I can just concentrate on driving nice and smooth and finding a bit of a flow. End of the death chicane one more time for lap number 6. 5 guys in front of us, thinking about a side by side on up the road there. Decide to filter in at the last moment. Do we get through it one more time? We're doing data, we're still in the slip. See there again, just a nice lift on the coast, maybe 20-30 yards before the actual braking zone. More people deciding to come into the pits on the mediums as well. That's an early stop on the mediums. He was being a good car, he's good on his tyres. We done one wee test on the on the Corvette. We were thinking of going Corvette, or Hyundai. I was thinking Hyundai as well, and then at the last minute I decided to go AMG. We're looking forward to the Sardinia combinations. So I had a quick drive in the Corvette around the Sardinia tracks, and a quick drive in the AMG around the Sardinia tracks, and the Corvette was a bit better on the Sardinia tracks, but then we done a practice on this track in the Corvette, and we struggled an awful lot, and decided kind of last minute to head over to Mercedes in the AMG as Callum heads out off the track. He's going to have a big set of 30 tyres now. Momo's throws one up the inside and gets the job done. Top 10 for us at the moment. Through the dead chicane one more time. Hopefully we'll survive it. It was a poor one. It was a poor entry for us, but reasonable enough to hang in the slipstream with these guys. And again, a nice big lifter, just helping look after the tyres. That's your first stint. And more people aside come in. We're thinking of coming in ourselves, but then we see Callum stays out, and we've got a bit of slipstream. Really, really important now that me and Callum don't start getting into a race. We have to help each other out here. If he starts going defensive, then any kind of time lost now is going to be very punishing. And on this lap, I believe the tyre bar does start to kick in on us, and we start to miss a few apexes here and there. We're looking forward now to getting back around the pit lane. We'll have a quick skip of around this section. He drops us from the slip through the chicane. Someone else with a lack of drive there. He was quite nice as well. He's lifted off with that big penalty. Nice drive from him. And into the pits we come behind Callum. On the set of soft tyres, and out we come. We have a drop down to 11th. That's going to be 12th by the looks of it for the time. Mr. Brown makes his way past us. I'd like to say a big thanks for any of you who have hung about on the channel whilst over this last 5 or 6 weeks we've not really been doing much at all on the channel. We've had a few things happening in our real life. We've had a few big changes, but we're trying to get back into it. I think I'll try my best to do more videos, as I am kind of struggling with the live streams just a tad at the moment. I'm feeling a bit more self-conscious than what I've ever felt before doing the live stream. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll maybe try to get back into the wee videos a bit more, and at least try to have something on the channel a bit more often. Through the chicane one more time, and we've survived it. And again, a nice gap on the ass area. No pressure there for us at the moment. Do we want to go for a maneuver, or we want to make friends? He gets the indicator on for us, inviting us to make the move on him, but we're more interested in that wee punch on up the road. We don't want any kind of side-by-side action with Mr. Brown. Looking more to make friends, but we're feeling a wee bit here like we're faster than him. We've a bit more pace. So the next time we do get a chance to make a move, I suspect we're going to be all over that stuff like a dog on a piece of meat, or a fly on a lump of shite, whatever you're saying is in the neck of the woods. This could be the opportunity for us now. We'll get a bit of a run, and I suspect he wants us in front of him as well. He gives us the indicator again for the second time. through the depths again for the 10th time. Try and survive it for the 10th time. We'll have a quick wee skip as and when we can. Through the go, survived okay. Onwards with a skip. Momo's must have had a spin or something there. Not quite sure what's happened to Momo's, but lacking a bit of drive now. Up in the 10th at the moment. Lap 11. The laps are ticking down. A quick skip once again as and when we can. And again, this is when I struggle the most in a race. Having to find that flow and smoothness and consistency. When I have guys right on the ass area, I'm always worried that I'm slowing them down or braking too early and having them drive into the back of you and so on. And so I'm just always braking slightly too late, as you see there again. Just haven't got that smoothness in the flow as what we have whenever there's no one behind us and we have lots of patience. Trying to brake nice and early. Again, a wee skip as and when we can. I think Momo's decided to show us a nose here, and we don't want to get into a race with him at all. As soon as he shows us his nose, we'll take a lift so as the man's able to come back out and hit the racing line. And now we're still hoping for more. So we're just going to try and make friends with Momo's here at the moment, as someone else, Oscar, went out there. He's back on the track now. But there's 3 or 4 cars just on up the road with 3 laps to go, and they're about to get into a bit of a race with each other more than likely. So in our head at the moment, we're just wanting to hang with Momo's here. We'll not be trying to do any kind of moves on him. If we get a chance to push him on, then we're still hoping that there's more in this, rather than just having a race for 10th place. We like to stay friends as long as possible in a race, and it's usually on the last lap, I mean, that we make up our mind that right, I want to try and beat you. And again, you see, we're catching the cars in front, so again we'll have a nice wee nudge. Just trying to work our way up there. Another skip as and when we can. Another wee nudge. Momo's just the edges a tiny bit closer. Starting to edge away from the guys behind us now. A wee bit of space. Lap 13 of 15. And they are coming back to us slowly but surely. Very hard for me to hang with guys around these here bends. Every race that we did, that was our weak spot. Every time, that's where we always lost the slipstream. The understeer and tire wear just started kicking in an awful lot in that section. Managed to handle the tire wear a lot better in this race. Again, a very poor chicane for us, but we're still in the slipstream. And lap 14, Momo's, is he going to nudge or go for the move? He decides to go for the move. We're just trying to position ourselves now to get some sort of advantage on the exit, which we do indeed do, and we're up into the top 10. We're following through, and the 3 guys still just on up the road there. 2 laps left to go. If those 3 guys hadn't have been just on up the road there, I now would have been wanting to have Momo's a race. We would have been wanting to try and pass the man. However, with those 3 cars just on up the road there, very close, and with only a lap and a half left to go, they're all going to want to start making moves on each other. So we decide to stay nice and friendly with Momo's at the moment, in hope that these other 3 guys might end up coming back to us. There's a possible top 6 if everything was to go just perfect. So just driving nice and smart, no interest in trying to make a move on Mr. Momo's at the moment. And again, you can see the guys ahead, they're all starting to fight. They're slowing each other down now at virtually every corner that we come to. Coming up to start the last lap, and because they're all looking so aggressive, we decide no, we don't want to pass Momo's just yet. We still want to stay friends with him. Any kind of side-by-side action between me and Momo's at the moment, and there's nothing else in this race for us, only a ninth place. And the 3 wide just on up ahead of us now. They're coming back. There is a very small chance they could end up making mistakes, and we could perhaps gain more than just a 1 spot. Again, one more time around the sweepers, and we just about managed to cling into the slipstream. And again, more side-by-side action there going down. Momo's must be in their slipstream now. It hasn't quite worked out for us. It looks like it's going to be a top 10. Although someone gets a very poor chicane and lack of drive, and I did think to myself, perhaps we're close enough for the wild, crazy motocross style lunge, and we did threaten it, but he put us off. He came back in, defended that just at the end. So it was a 9th place in the end. A very nice race there with Momo's as well, and it was 234 points, I believe, for our first round. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Catch you in the next one.